Hi everyone, it's Larisse from A Yarn to Remember. Welcome and thanks for being here. I wanted to do a quick review of my storage system for my VersaMagic Dewdrop inks, which are chalk inks, and they look like so. These are really great inks to use with your planner if you wanted to not have any shadowing on the back. They work really well, and as you know, I have an Erin Condren Life Planner, and these work great in here, and VersaMagic Dewdrops and my EC Planner are great friends. So I wanted to do a review of how I store these, because I use these inks pretty regularly, almost I don't know, every couple of days. So I'm always reaching for these inks. So I wanted to have a way to store them that that I could sort of easily reach for them and not have to kind of rummage through things. So I had a few categories that I wanted to address with the storage system, and those are, I wanted to have a clear storage system so that I can see the colors in these in the individual colors. I wanted it to be portable, so if I was to go from upstairs in the where my desk is, or downstairs to plan in front of the TV, then I wanted it to be able to, pick it up and just take it with me. Or if I was going to be going somewhere, that I wanted to just quickly throw it in my bag without needing to kind of pack it up, or try to make them pack better, or so that they don't fall out or anything like that. I also wanted them to be single level. I didn't want them to be stacking like so. And they do this great. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not, they don't click into place or anything like that. There's just grooves that that work with them so that you can stack them. But I actually don't like storing them that way, because I want to see individual colors. I don't want to be you know, stacking them and unstacking them so that I can see which colors that I'm looking for. So those are my main categories. So I wanted a storage system that will work well functionally as well as aesthetically. And I've gone through a lot of storage systems for inks, because I have embarrassingly a lot of inks. I use them a lot in different mediums, so I have different types, different shapes, and you know, different yeah, just different types. So I wanted to find a system that will work for me, and this is pretty much where I landed. These are called, I don't know if I can, so try not to shine my light on it. So this is where I landed. I picked this up from the Container Store. Let me just move my light a little bit out of the way. So I picked this up from the Container Store, and I am very, very happy with this. And as you can see, they don't, you know, there's not really a lot of movement in there, and there are these two here that do move, and I'll show you why I have them like that. But they're quite slim and thin. They fit the VersaMagic's height really well, and so I went ahead and tried these, because they're pretty inexpensive. They, I think, go for like $4 for this, and it's a really great container for that price. Really great container for that price. So I wanted to show you this as a storage system if you're looking for one to use. So I'll just put that aside and pull one that's blank, or not blank but empty. So here is the does that make it too dark? Okay, I'm just gonna have to, we'll just play around with it. Alright, so here is a empty case. They're very light, they're clear, they're not really super clear, but they're a little bit, I don't know, like frosted looking. Not too frosted that you can't see through them, but they're not as clear as some acrylic type boxes, which those acrylic boxes are so pretty because they're just nice looking, but these are not like that, unfortunately. And I think that for me, that's one of the appeal to them, because I just usually just throw this in my bag, and I don't care if they get scratched. They have a lot of give in them, so, you know, they're not going to break easily, the type of plastic that it is. So, yeah, so this particular one has these dividers in them, these separators, and they work really great with how wide the VersaMagics are. And you can stack them three for each divider, except for these middle ones here, which has the closure clip on them. They're a little bit shorter than the other spaces. So I used to actually stack them like so. See if I can make it work. Perhaps not. How did I used to have it? I think I used to... There we go. So it's kind of like that, which, you know, it's not really perfect, but it, you know, it would close well. But I am a little OCD and I actually don't like the fact that they're not facing the right way. So this one here is upside down. And is not, you know, facing the same way as the others. So I kind of had to be happy with only having two there and having a little bit of movement. But you can make it work with having three in there. So I did do that for a while, but then I just pulled one out and kept them two in the space because I really like them facing the right way. I know it's a bit anal, but that's how I landed. So these work really great. You can put three per space, and you know, you can pick them up really easily, and the way that they're shaped, you can pick them up and pull them off quite easily in these. So I love this container. It's got a great locking mechanism that just kind of pulls open, and it's, you know, it's really not going to break easily. What am I trying to show you? Okay, there. So, you know, it's a great little box. Also the hinges on these are really great. Let me just pull these out. So, you know, they work really well. They're not gonna break off unless you know, really do, I don't know, something really funky with them, or, you know, throw them across the room or something like that. But I don't foresee them breaking off. So for their cost, these are a great little box, and these are where I landed with my VersaMagic dewdrops, and I love them. So if you are going to do the two on these two spaces here, and then three on the other spaces, they fit 22 of the dewdrops, and there are 36 dewdrops. And so I needed to get 2 boxes. So I have them filled probably like 2/3 of the way to fit the others. But I also fit other, I also have other dewdrop inks in in a different type, which is the Memento ones, which are dye inks. And these ones you wouldn't use in your planner or any type of thin paper because they bleed really horribly. They're great inks, but they just bleed through. I use them in other ways, you know, in kind of like art, kind of paper, or in my journals where I don't really care about what happens on the other side because I can skip that page if I felt like it. So yeah, but the planner, you kind of need to also use the other side of it, and if it bleeds through, it looks really bad. I actually use this in my planner without realizing how they would come through, and I had to put a sticker on that page on the page on the other side of it. So that's this one. It also comes in one that doesn't have a separator in them, so it's just blank, or just an open space. It's a little bit wider than the one with the separators in them. So if you can go this way as well, and you can fit more in. And if you wanted to have more freedom in how you would kind of have your inks, then you can go that way as well. When you close it, they do, there is movement, from where they sit up to the top, because they're a little bit taller. So I use this one with my other inks, and I just kind of stack a few in there. What other inks do what else do I have out? I have a lot of different inks that are cheap and that I just kind of play around with, so you can definitely stack them in there, and they work really great. So this one too, I think, is $4 from the Container Store. So you can go down this route if you wanted to. I also store other things in there, like stamping tools, like my acrylic blocks and stuff, and they work great for portability if I needed to take them somewhere. So that's my storage solution, specifically for my dewdrops, which I use a lot. So yeah, thanks for being here, and you are welcome to send me an email if you have any questions at a yarn to remember @gmail.com. You can also reach out to me on Instagram, on Facebook, as well as down below if you have any questions. I will link these containers below so that you guys can have a look at it. Okay, happy planning everyone. Thanks, bye.